First challenge was to try out an Orangetheory and obviously tell you about it, our personal experience of just how it went. And but I do have to let you know that Jeanna almost died today. Between the Reps with Brooke Ence and Jeanna is a CastBox original, produced alongside Studio 71.
CastBox is the fastest growing and highest rated podcast app on both iOS and Android, where you can find all your favorite podcasts.
You can listen to Between the Reps wherever you get your podcasts, but we hope you'll give CastBox a shot. We think it's the best. What's up, guys? I'm going to apologize right now for my appearance and how sweaty I am. And you're very lucky that this isn't smell-o-vision because we just finished our Orangetheory class. We did Orangetheory for the first time. So thank you to all the people that have requested. Our first challenge, Jeanna, high five.
I know, yeah.
Woo. First challenge was to try out an Orangetheory and obviously tell you about it, be honest about our experience, and then most of you that have commented and asked questions, you want me to compare it to CrossFit or compare it to the way that I train. So that's what we're going to do today. That's
it.
It
Smells so bad right now.
I do have to say, okay.
I'm sweating now too, and so
it was kind of difficult getting going to our class today. Getting going at all, actually. We'll talk about in the second half of the show our personal experience of just how it went, and but I do have to let you know that Jeanna almost died today.
Well, yeah. If you believe the monitor,
the
monitor of shame.
I mean, it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's one word for it.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a little rundown from Wikipedia, really just verbatim how it started, what it is, and then...
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know about it, which is surprising to me because I feel like it's been around for a while.
I guess for me, before I really looked into even what the gym looked like or what sort of equipment they had, all I knew is you trained with a heart rate monitor. And that you needed to stay in the orange zone. Yeah. And for me, I was like, what? Because I didn't understand. I didn't understand what the orange zone was, but right. Now I do.
Mm-hmm. We both do.
I was there.
I wasn't.
You went straight to red.
Went straight to red.
You're an overachiever. Above and beyond within the first 10 minutes of class.
Oh, my God. Okay. So tell us about it.
Yeah, well, first, Jeanna, why don't you go ahead and tell me when it started and who founded it?
Well, it was founded, it looks like in Boca Raton, Florida, by David Long.
Yeah, what? You still stroking out over there? Jesus.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm still shaking. David Long, Jerome Kern, and Ellen Latham, I'm not sure. And then it was founded in 2013. And so it looks like it's been around for about 5 years.
5 years.
It has 1,000 locations.
2018. So in 2018, they have said, according to Wikipedia,
right,
1,000 locations. Yeah. So it is growing really, really fast. I also saw that it was on, the list for being one of the a new list of fastest growing new business. Yeah. And here we go, people. Orangetheory Fitness. Also, Orangetheory, 2 words, right? They have it written as 1. Mind blown. Mind blown.
Power move.
Yeah. Orangetheory Fitness is a privately owned fitness franchise. It offers group personal training workouts based on high-intensity interval training, HIIT training, that blend cardiovascular and strength training. There are locations throughout 45 states, 21 countries, with 700 U.S. locations. It is all over the place. I mean, that actually surprised me that it's in so many other countries because, like you said, fairly recently started to hear about it.
Right.
And...
Well, we have one in Santa Cruz.
I remember when it came there,
yeah.
But when it came there, I still felt like I'm acting as if I should know all the fitness stuff. Like I'm an idiot. I'm dumb.
They email you.
I would
just
known.
I'm coming to town.
Hey,
yeah.
I would have.
Right.
I would have known if it was really big. No, the truth is, I have heard about it for a while. I was already into my fitness, so I didn't really care to go try it. But I had a great time. So thanks for challenging us. Definitely, it was fun to try something new.
It was fun.
Yeah, and I love group fitness.
For that reason.
It was really fun to have group fitness, especially ones with great instructors.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. The heart rate monitored group interval fitness concept is designed to stimulate metabolism, increase energy, and provide group support and accountability. The desired result of the training regimen consists of more energy, visible and lasting toning, an extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. I'm going to be burning so many calories.
You're burning them right now, just sitting here.
Yeah. Fitness in general, like right there, comparable. You know, one of the first questions someone asked me after we finished today was, do you believe in the extra calorie burn for 36 hours after you train? And my response was, well, yeah, I mean, if you're doing high intensity training, your metabolism is high. And you continue to burn calories. So, yes.
Right. But even the instructor said they're not free calories.
Well, 100% calories are never free.
I know,
yeah.
People
don't
realize
like
that.
He looked at us and was like, hey,
fatties.
Those aren't free
They're
calories.
They're going to go eating right now. Make good choices.
We're like, yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, here we go. The designed result of the training regimen consists of more energy, visible, lasting, toning, extra calorie burn. The science behind this effect is known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, EPOC.
Huh?
Yeah. Personal trainers lead Orangetheory fitness sessions to bring participants the 60-minute workout that will push them into the EPOC zone. You ever been in that zone?
I don't know.
Today, maybe.
I don't know.
You were on the other side of that zone today. The training is designed to burn between 500 and 1,000 calories per session, including the afterburn effect. This number can reach up to 900 calories.
What? It's crazy.
900 calories.
Dart in my neck.
I got a dart in my neck. Yeah. So that's like your very specific rundown of the, I guess, Orangetheory. You show up. You do have a group fitness session. They say that not any two, that sounded weird. No two workouts are the same.
No.
Yeah. Basically, you're saying that it'll be different every single time.
Okay.
Like without fail, you'll never see the same workout.
Okay.
Okay. We've only been there one time, so
I don't see that workout again.
I'm going to take their word for it. My first question when I went in there is, I want to know what equipment they had. I imagine because it's a franchise, they're very uniform. So here's what the equipment we had. We had treadmills with like bouncy floors.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. Like for
I don't
someone
remember
like me when my
I don't
knees
remember
hurt,
what they called it, but it was a specific type of like a.
It's like springy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Water rowers. Fuck
I didn't like those at all.
Damn. And you know what? Because I don't like them, it's almost like, well, I probably should use them more.
Right.
I was like, where's the damper?
I know. You couldn't.
Trying to change this resistance.
I know. I was looking for it too. Nothing.
We had dumbbells, TRX, these little rolly boards that have wheels so you can sort of either, do
like
push-ups
ab
and pull your
rollouts.
knees in, which we did today. They had mats, like yoga mats. They had hip circles, like little bands. So if you were doing like sidestepping. I saw a couple assault bikes. Like, I don't know if they were assault bikes, but they were bikes, like Aerodynes. And
they had like a little bench thing hung up too, but we didn't use
so
that. But I don't know what that was
if you were
used
benching,
for. Probably
benching or doing like rowing. So they do say that it's strength training and cardiovascular. If I based it purely off of just what we did today, I would say it's not I would want, if I were doing that regularly, I would want to supplement strength training in addition to.
Right.
However, I haven't been to multiple classes, and if every workout is different, then
maybe there's something in there we don't know about.
They definitely could be bringing way more strength training into it that we just haven't had a chance to. So maybe we should go back. You want to go back?
I'll think about it.
I will say,
I'll think about it.
I
got a great sweat in. I mean,
I was so sweaty.
Yeah.
I liked the way the building was set up. They had these big glass doors that separated like the fitness room and the front office. The whole space wasn't that big. They had the music up super loud, which I really like when I'm training. And then the instructor had his headset on, and so he could really walk you through everything that you were doing and remind you too of like where your color should be. So that's when Jeanna was like, wait, you mean the beginning portion of this class. I shouldn't be in the red.
They have a screen up that faces everybody, and it has your name on it, and it has like these little it's hard, like a graph, and
it tells you your calories burned, your heart rate. It tells you what color that you're in.
Right. And you're supposed to be.
It's like a shame board.
It is a shame board. So I took a picture of mine. Brooks is like right above mine, and it's a graph, and it shows it starts out like gray, then blue, then green, and I think they say that you want to be in the green more.
Green the most, and they're like.
And then sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. It goes blue, green, orange, red, right?
Yeah. So I'm laughing because everybody else has hit they're 22 minutes in the green, 23 minutes in the orange. Brooks is like 23 minutes in the green, 27 minutes in the orange. I am 4 minutes in the green, 5 minutes in the orange, and I was 38 minutes in the red.
Oh my God.
So, and then it says,
I'm going to read. So I did get an email. I asked our instructor. He was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, he was. Benzo.
Very cool. I can imagine group fitness with an instructor already is going to be
way better.
Could be really great or kind of shitty, depending on who your coach is.
True.
I mean, and that's your coach in any sort of fitness, but for sure in something like that where you're in very close quarters with people. The organization they had was great. Depending, like whatever equipment you had is all numbered. So you stay on your number, and you're never going to have a problem with someone taking your equipment or taking your dumbbell because you have your stuff. But he was really fantastic, and I had him. He knew that we were going to be talking about this today, so he sent over just a little bit of information, and he did talk about splat points, what Jeanna was going to talk about. So he said we use 5 heart rate based interval training focus. 5. I'm sorry, guys.
Shake it off.
Let me start over. We use 5 zone heart rate based interval training, focusing on zones 3, 4, and 5. We calculate what we call splat points. I don't know if I like that term. Splat points are the combined number of minutes you spend in the orange and red zones, so 4 and 5. The goal is to spend 12 or more minutes in those zones. You're an overachiever.
I got a lot of splat points. I got 43 splat points. Everyone else is like, well, one guy got 0. 14. I don't have everybody's.
Oh, here's mine.
You had 28.
Yeah, here's mine. I had 28 splat points.
Yeah.
I only burned 409 calories today.
No, he said it was higher because of the after, remember?
Okay, so this is what he said. This is what he said.
He had a formula.
And anything like this, I really just take it with a grain of salt. And I usually just stand on a scale to see if things are working, you know?
Seriously. Yeah. Yeah, don't
But
go
he
off
basically,
that.
he was saying, because of this afterburn where you continue to burn more calories than obviously resting heart rate for a while after you train, the number that was on the board, or according to, if we believe our heart rate monitor, which we had them on our arms today, would be probably a couple hundred calories more than what it said. So we'll just go with what was said. For me, 409. I definitely fed myself, filled those right back up. So my average heart rate 152, my peak heart rate 173. Average percent of max heart rate. I had 81% was my average percent of max heart rate. My max was 93. What? That makes no sense. Or I just can't understand it because I'm special.
Yeah, because mine was, I was like 156 heart rate. See, I don't understand what that means. Anyway, I was 90%.
You want to know how many 90%? You want to know how many minutes I spent in the red zone? 1 minute. You spent what? 38
minutes. Dude, that was, I'm telling you.
Realistically, okay,
it was
so basically painful. What this is saying about Jeanna is it was more detrimental for you to do that exercise today. We did damage.
I really, honestly, I need to up my cardio, clearly. Right? Isn't that what it is?
No, we need to get your heart. We need to decrease your resting heart rate.
Oh, okay. Well, what's so funny is he kept trying to make me feel better.
You had caffeine today.
You had caffeine today, right?
You're like, yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And then he looks
and
at
I'm
me
like, but she did too.
Yeah.
But everybody here had caffeine. I mean, everybody drinks coffee in the morning, don't they? No.
Yeah.
Most people. I didn't get the picture of everybody else's, but the people to the side of us too. Only one person was only in the red for 1, and the other person was in the red for 40. I guess that's worse than me.
Yeah, it actually is. That is
okay, so there's one person that
here's
was redlined.
With just looking at, okay, you show up, you go in. Okay, first of all, you got to sign up online. So you go online, you sign up for the class because obviously there's only 12 spots.
Yeah, it's limited, but remember we had a hard time. So she said if they have a hard time with that to call them.
Okay, yes. So if you're trying to try an Orangetheory class out, which we went to the West Hollywood location, it was great. They were very sweet, super helpful. Mm-hmm. The location was super clean. The bathrooms were clean.
Yeah.
They have this locker. All these lockers were super easy to use. Super. Sorry, guys. Everything's so super this morning. Really easy to use. You go in, you pick a code, put your stuff in there, lock it. It was nice. They had water. It was a really beautiful location.
Yeah, it was cool.
We went
there.
They
even hand you wipes. That's the cool part too.
Let's get to that.
Okay.
Let's get to that. You're super excited about cleanliness.
I know. I was so excited about the wipes. And it's not for your butt.
You've got to sign. These are wipes, and they're not butt wipes, people. However, those are equally as nice.
That later. Okay,
equally
step
as
by
nice.
Step by
so
step.
You sign up online so you can get your spot. You show up a few minutes early because the instructor will come out to go over the plan of the class. You're going to go over what it's going to look like. You're going to go over what stuff we're going to be using, which is great. Gives everyone a little bit of time to sort of mentally prepare.
And if it's your first time, 30 minutes early.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you haven't been there before, they want you to come 30 minutes early so you can do a walkthrough. What I did notice in there right in the beginning, they have in the office name like days of the week, and they don't tell you what the workouts are, but they tell you the name of the workout. Kind of throws you off a little bit. And also scary. We saw one when we walked in the other day that was like death, something all about burpees.
Well, it's Halloween week, so I think all of it was like death and
motivating.
Yeah.
I think you were spot on.
So motivating.
Yeah. So we go in, you get your stuff, you pick your spot, and you kind of just get started. Yeah, I mean, it ran super smooth. We were in and out in an hour, and I loved it. And so that right there, we could compare it to CrossFit, where it's group fitness. Usually I would hope that you have a CrossFit coach that is equally as enthusiastic and kind of helps keep you motivated and has great music.
Yeah.
However, in CrossFit, we just yell. We don't wear microphones. I might bring the mic back.
I know, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about, before we get into some other information, just tell us one more thing about those wipes, Jeanna. What did they do after each station?
Well, and as a gym owner, this is amazing.
Yes.
Like, I honestly want all of our coaches to do this. They bring you a wipe right before you're done with the equipment.
So while you're like finishing up your last like minute of rowing or any sort of lifting, you're still kind of moving.
Yeah.
They hurry and walk around and give you a wipe. So as soon as you're moving stations or as soon as you're like taking a break before the next thing, you wipe your shit down.
Yeah. So everything's clean by the time you're done with the class. It's amazing.
More gyms should do that. I will say though, if you have like a lot of people in your class, it would be a little bit difficult.
It's true.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive a little bit more into how we felt about our experience. Mm-hmm. Maybe some other funny information about how Jeanna thought she was going to die and she didn't. And we got some questions. We're going to do a nice little Q&A, and a lot of people that equally didn't know what Orangetheory was at all.
Now they're going to know.
Mind blown. We'll be back. This episode of Between the Reps is sponsored by Molecule. It is the only air purifier that actually destroys pollutants. So Molecule is a complete reinvention of the air purifier, not just an improvement on existing outdated technology. It was developed by a scientist whose son suffered from asthma And as a result, Dr. Yogi Goswami, he spent 20 years developing a completely new, totally effective way of removing indoor air pollutants. Dr. Goswami, a distinguished professor and the director of the Clean Energy Research Center, which is the...
It's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. At the University of South Florida, developed PECO, the technology behind Molecule. So the technology basically destroys all harmful pollutants, like bacteria, viruses, mold, allergens, and airborne chemicals, instead of just collecting some of them on a filter. I mean, for me, I have terrible allergies anyways, and I dealt with asthma growing up, so that would have been really helpful back when I was a child. Thanks for getting it now. Today's predominant air purification technology, the HEPA filter, was invented during World War II, way back in the 1940s. These outdated filters try and trap pollutants, but only work on particles larger than 0.3 microns. I imagine that's very small, Jeanna. Many harmful pollutants are much smaller than that. Even the larger pollutants that HEPA filters manage to trap are not destroyed. They live on the surface of the filter where they can grow and then be re-released back into the air you breathe. So just the other day, me and Marston changed the filter at my house. This is something...
What did it look like?
Just listen. Okay, air filters in houses. Like, you become an adult. Now you become more of an adult when you, like, get married. You become more of an adult when you buy a house. But yet you're still not... I'm still not the highest level of adult. You then realize that when you're like, holy shit, we have an air filter that we haven't changed. Like, since we moved in.
The final of that.
I had Marston go and pull it out because he had to tell me which size to get. And he was like, what did he say? He was disgusted.
Oh, it's probably black.
He didn't want to send me a photo of it. I was going to ask him. Yeah. Anyways.
Dusty, gross.
Molecule's technology has been personally effective and verified by science, but most importantly, it's been tested by real people. Molecule has already helped allergy and asthma sufferers around the country better cope with their conditions and significantly reduce their symptoms. I am definitely crossing my fingers and hoping that that helps Jeanna, so she doesn't sound like she's dead or dying.
Stop clearing my throat.
So, for all of our listeners of the show, we have a special offer for you to try out Molecule. For $75 off of your first order, visit molekule.com, and at checkout, enter the code REPS.
REPS.
Again, if you want to try out Molecule and you want to try and sleep better, breathe better, try it out. For $75 off of your first order, visit molekule.com. And at checkout, enter the code REPS.
REPS. This episode of Between the Reps is sponsored by Storyworth, the easiest way to share your story. Can you imagine the stories that we have that we could fill a book with?
Honestly, I think it's a really, really brilliant idea. So Storyworth was founded by a guy who wanted his dad to record his amazing stories. I like that too. Like my grandpa.
Hand it down.
I want to hear what crazy things my grandpa did, or like, you know, maybe I should have you do it so I can always read your stories, Jeanna.
Keep me alive through my Storyworth book.
Through a book. Storyworth is a book building system where all you have to do is answer a question. So it's built in. So if I buy this, which I already bought for you, Jeanna, the Storyworth, every week you're going to get an email and it's going to be a question about your life. And it could be all kinds of stuff.
Or tell a story.
Yeah, or tell a story. Sure. And you just fill it out, send the email back in. You can also add pictures to it. You can add videos to it. And they do this for an entire year. At the end of the year, they bind it all up and they ship it to that loved one. How it works. Purchase a subscription. I kind of already told you. Storyworth will send them an email, questions about their life. After a year, their stories will be bound into a beautiful keepsake book.
So you're going to get an email once a week for a year, and it'll give you story prompts or give you ideas of like, a question or something that you would answer.
So with Storyworth, you can learn about your relatives. I don't know if I really want to learn about all my relatives, but definitely some of them. Questions elicit, entertaining, surprising, and sometimes moving responses. I feel like in our group of friends, mostly elicit.
A lot of elicit.
Entertaining and maybe surprising, but I don't know if we'd actually be surprised that much. You can invite an unlimited number of people to receive the stories, which is cool. So it's not just one book. You can send the book to many. Save and edit all your stories on Storyworth.com. Great gifts for the holidays, for your loved ones, and of course, anyone who likes to hear stories
especially if you are a good storyteller and you have a lot of stories to tell, I definitely think that you would enjoy this. One more person that I'm going to actually send this to for Christmas is my dad. He's a great storyteller. And now that, you know, I'm getting older and my parents are getting older, I definitely want to have those memories and stories, you know, where they can like live on, you know, especially songs. My dad makes up songs, so his book might be full of lyrics, really.
That's so cute. If you're interested in trying this out, for $20 off, visit storyworth.com/REPS. Reps.
Yeah, guys, for $20 off, visit storyworth.com/reps, REPS, when you subscribe, and build yourself a book.
We're back. We're back. Okay. Funny. Quick analogy about butt wipes before we move on, because we did
touch on butt wipes earlier.
We took a break and really just talked about how much we all love butt wipes.
Butt wipes.
I feel like they weren't as common for adults. A few, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, 6 years, a while ago.
When they took off.
Years ago. And my husband now, boyfriend at the time, he was really getting into butt wipes, but he'd call them man wipes. And I remember my parents would come to stay with me, and I always still had to have toilet paper. Like, we started only using flushable wipes, and my parents would come, and my dad would be like, he hated butt wipes. He did not like these man wipes. So I'd always make sure we had toilet paper in the house. And I think it was just because...
He didn't like his butt wet?
Well, I think just back then, yeah.
Or he felt like a baby?
No, I don't think it was a baby. I think he just didn't like having his butt wet. Anyway, so Marston this was his analogy. This is how he would change people, and it's worked. He goes, if you got a mess, if you spill some stuff all over the counter, you've just spilled, I'm going to say chili, because that seems like it's pretty close.
It's relatable.
Okay? Would you wipe it up with a dry towel? Or would you maybe like a wet towel so you get like a really clean surface?
Yeah. What'd your dad say?
He's like, oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that day forward, you go to my parents' house and all they have is wet wipes.
So many clean little booties.
In fact, it's almost sad if you go somewhere and you're looking.
Oh, man.
You're like, where are the...
Oh,
just
man.
this dry stuff? One ply or whatever.
Okay, anyway.
Sorry, enough about butt wipes. Jeanna, tell me about your experience today, and then I'll talk about mine. I want to know, first of all,
Okay.
maybe like some straightforward, how you liked it, all the stuff you liked, and then anything that, like, be very honest.
I felt, so I liked it. I'm not a big cardio person. I'm somebody that's, we've already had these conversations.
Tell them what you do. Tell them what your training consists
right now
of,
I've just been doing like lifting, like powerlifting. But this has shown me that I really need to add some more cardio back in. I was taking a break from doing all the CrossFit classes for a while. I'll do like one a week or something. But anyway, I really thought I liked it. But I don't like hurting like that. And so, but I think for somebody who really enjoys cardio, I think that it's amazing.
I'm going to talk about you, not about other people.
Oh, okay.
Just keep telling me about your experience.
No,
okay.
Yeah, okay.
They're like,
I'm like, I am.
Brooke. No, I really want to know, just for you, what you liked, and we can talk about why it might work for other people.
I liked that there was the warm up, and then like the cool down at the end. I liked that a lot, like the stretching and all that. Sometimes there's not enough time in a class to do all that, so it's very like run very efficiently. So I really liked that. I like changing it up, so like changing all the different stations and all that kind of stuff. I thought that they explained it pretty well. Again, we haven't done enough classes, so I don't know all the movements that they do, but I know that like the day before when we went to try to take the class the day before, we were kind of peeking in the window and we saw everybody doing air squats, but they were
quarter squats.
And when you're in the CrossFit community, we're out there just going no rep, no rep, no rep, no rep, no rep. Well, so but I thought he did a good job at explaining the movements that he did. But we already have kind of done some of those things. So, but
would you go again?
I would.
Okay.
Like, I mean, if you put a gun to my head.
Oh, whoa. I guess I would also do cardio. All right. So I did not know what to expect. I didn't expect to really like it that much at all. Like Jeanna said, we went the other day and we were on time for class, but that's actually how we learned that you have to be there 30 minutes early if you've never been, because they need to do a walkthrough. So we rescheduled, left, went back. I haven't been on a treadmill in a long time, besides True Form. I had a really great time. The rower was hard. I did not go into it being like, oh, it's gonna be so easy. No. I think that fitness in general, whatever class you're taking, you will get out of it what you put into it. Everything is very relative, and that's the same as CrossFit. Okay, and both of them are functional training. CrossFit, what makes it CrossFit, it's the ideology, it's the methodology behind it, the method of why we do certain things. It's not saying like that, CrossFit and Orangetheory are like totally different, exercises. No, you see so many of the same things. They might be called slightly different things. And that's just, that's normal across different communities or, things like that. But it was really hard, and I was sweating a ton, and I wanted to get a really good workout in. So I was definitely pushing myself, and I would go back for sure. I think that you actually said this, Jeanna, but I'm going to quote you.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to go and train there primarily, Jeanna mentioned for her, she's like, I would want to add extra weight training. And I would have to agree. But again, that's going to depend on what your goal is. Because if your goal isn't to get stronger, isn't to be more, fit in any way besides what that will do for you, I guess, like, with like minimal weight lifting, then you don't need to go and lift a lot of weights. Like, you definitely have to do something because you want it or because that's your goal. I do believe that if you're an older person, it is much better it is a better idea to weight train than to go and do something like that. It will be better for you, better for your body, better for your health, for aging. It is better for you to be on a powerlifting program as you get older than to go and do a bunch of other stuff. That doesn't mean you can't go and do HIIT workouts or boot camp workouts or CrossFit workouts. Like, that's awesome. Like, you need intensity too. You got to give your heart a workout, but you need to be physically strong. I would absolutely go back. I had a great time. I eventually would like to just get a better idea about the types of workouts that they do, because we didn't utilize the strength, like the floor over on like the strength side very much.
What was the heaviest dumbbell? Because I feel like the stations were all the same.
They only had the one station in the middle that had heavy, I think maybe like 60.
Oh, okay. So they did have heavier ones.
I think that's the heaviest.
Each station, I think, that's only goes up to like
20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. One thing that I am confused by.
Go.
And it's an assumption or based on just what I have at hand, right? Like what I have experienced. Because you only have to be there 30 minutes early, you've never done it before. Okay, you've never done Orangetheory. They are doing weight training. They are doing all this. You never know what you're going to do. And you only have to be there 30 minutes prior to class. You've never done it. 30 minutes? Like, you could possibly have people come in that have never done anything, and they're not going to need, I feel like they would need a little bit more attention to detail for like technique and stuff.
That's true.
But maybe that's me coming from, because I train in a way that's very complex, right? So it is more, technique is very important. So most CrossFit gyms will put you through something where you've got to do like an elements or an on-ramp, something where you work in a smaller group and you really learn a lot of our movements before you're just thrown to the wolves.
Right.
And there, you're kind of able to just kind of like a Globo Gym style, where you want to get some fitness in, go. But it could work if their movements or their exercise or weights are definitely less intense. They're less complex, you know, and the coach there, he did a really great job. We did one weightlifting movement. We did like from a hang position, we did a clean and jerk.
Right.
And I was watching him. I love to watch coaches coach. I was watching him instruct this movement, and he did a fine job.
Yeah, and he gave modifications too, which was
and
good.
With the microphone, which was cool, and the music was still really loud in the middle of the workout, he was able to remind people and give cues, and everyone could hear. I did like that.
Right.
I think it'd be kind of weird in a CrossFit gym if we started wearing microphones.
Oh my God! And have the lights real low.
but it was efficient.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're coaching in a gym when there's a ton of athletes, you gotta hustle as a coach to be able to be and have your head on a swivel. But there, you know, and even in a CrossFit class, usually the cues you're giving someone, many other people need the same thing. So having the mic was really efficient. Like 10 birds, one stone. However, in our class, it was small class, so like our class was like
max
12.
5. Right.
Five birds, one stone.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The sign up process was a little bit confusing because you can, on the website, you can sign up for your free trial class.
Yeah.
And it like gives you you're supposed to like get a code, but then both of Jeanna and I, we were like trying to do it. And I didn't even need the code. Like I would just pay.
Yeah.
But you put in your credit card information because if you don't show up, they'll charge you for the class. But the code that it was putting in for us was saying that we weren't valid. They couldn't find us.
We weren't valid.
That's why we actually just went in to see if we could make the class. And that's when they said sometimes it can be a little finicky. And if it is, just call.
Right.
Call and schedule.
Well, and I think that they would have maybe fit us in, but because we were early.
The class was massive.
But it was massive because I think they were closed that night or something for Halloween.
Yep.
So it was, and that's why I was worried when we walked in there because it just seemed like chaos in there. But apparently that's not always. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a cool experience. I'm glad that I did it.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
In comparison, just because we did go and train at Zoo Culture while we've been here, I love powerlifting gyms over Globo gyms because they mean business. Powerlifters mean business. And I like that. And that's like, I mean, a CrossFit gym, same thing. You know, there's not a lot of people, I would say, that you're not going to find a lot of people that are just
there to,
I don't know, like wasting time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, however, when I'm on a big program and I'm like in between sets, I'm sitting.
You're resting.
Wasting time. But when I was there, in comparison to like Orangetheory, when we just talk about like organization or like hectic, Orangetheory seemed crazy and hectic, but they've got that. It's a tight ship.
Yeah.
I mean, just having the numbers and you know exactly where you're going to be, it made things, when we got in there,
thought out.
It was money.
Right.
No, you have your stuff. You're all moving, you know, in the same rotation. It seems hectic from the outside, but it is actually ran very well. You go to like the powerlifting gym, and I remember, you know, we get there, and people do mean business, but because it's also it's a Globo gym, basically, you really don't know. Like it's super loud. There's people working everywhere, but you have no idea what's available, what's not. You're like trying to create a plan of like, what equipment can I use? All right, I need a squat rack. Well, there's only so many, so I guess I'll sit here and wait, you know, and that was actually way more frustrating for me. But as long as you have time in a place like that, you can wait and grab your stuff. Yeah.
That's
and
the cool part.
And people, if you're there for business, and people will respect you. I mean, it's equal respect. It's everyone wants everyone to do well in something like, you know, a powerlifting gym or like at Zoo Culture. They're super great over there too. We'll probably go back there.
Perfect.
Do some squats. Yeah, now that after we do some more cardio stuff, we still got some other challenges you guys have given us that we're going to be doing.
I'm exhausted. I'm going to be like, this microphone's going to be laid down. I'm just going to be like laying on the table.
Yeah. I did have a great time. Thank you, Orangetheory in West Hollywood.
Thank you.
For having us. I come here a lot, so I would probably love to come back for a couple more classes.
Get a good sweat.
I do. I love to sweat. Working out and not sweating is like so disappointing.
To me.
It is so
That's
disappointing.
What happens to me all the time. But now I'm sweating in here, so I don't know. I don't understand what's going on.
All right, I'm going to do a couple Q&As. I'm going to pull up some questions that were specific for Orangetheory. First question. This is from Anna Hart's Life. Why Orangetheory, ? Don't they charge money close to CrossFit box prices? So, Anna, or Anna, it's A-N-A. Anna? Okay. Why Orangetheory? Well, because we were challenged to go and try it out. And it is a HIIT style workout, an interval style workout where they do a lot of functional training. And it's, you know, people like to compare it to CrossFit. So they wanted me to go and experience it so I could also compare it to my style of training and give a little bit more insight. That's why. And then as far as the money, it's very similar to CrossFit. And that's even on their website too, or I actually had to Google it to get specifics, but it's going to differ depending on where it's at. You know, like obviously it's going to be way more expensive in LA, you know, a membership than, I don't know, Idaho.
I don't know.
Idaho. So what we have is there's 3 packages. You can buy individual classes. Our first class was $30.
I think it was, I don't know, because we paid for 2 different, it was 25 or 30. I think it was 30.
Okay. They have the basic, which is 4 classes a month, $59. And the elite, which is 8 classes a month for $99. And then they have the premier, which is unlimited classes for $159. So that right there is very similar to CrossFit. The only thing that I would say would be different is you're in and out. You don't get to stay.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right?
Right.
You don't get to stay and work on extra stuff. You don't get to come in early and jump on the bike. You don't get to use the facility. Like it's almost like at CrossFit, when you pay a membership, you almost own a little bit of the facility. You don't own it, but you have like rights to it.
Yeah.
Within reason and with respect to what else is going on. And even that could be a little bit different, maybe depending on your gym or how people are running your gym. But at our gym, if there is space and there's time, we allow you to come in early and do extra stuff. In fact, we want you to. We want you to come in early and warm up. We want you to stay late and stretch. We want you to be around. And for us, in our type of training in our gym, community is very important. And we like having people around.
Yeah.
And then also, though, if the class is full and you want to do your own shit, no, get out. People, if there's a class, that comes first. But at Orangetheory, especially because of space, it's probably more because there's no space.
Yeah. Well, it's just a class.
Yeah, it's just the class. When you're in and you're done, you're out. And they move quick. You got to keep a tight ship, which I can respect. So the price is very comparable, but I would say you get less for sure at Orangetheory for the same price than what you get at CrossFit. But
agreed.
I mean, a lot of people, I talk about like LA, a lot of people may not be having extra time to stick around, so it might be fine for them. And it is a franchise, so a lot of them are probably very similar, and I would imagine the cleanliness is similar, and that was really nice. It felt pristine. It was nice. It was cool in there. The air conditioning was on. A lot of CrossFit gyms, they start in a garage and there's no air conditioning and it's a little rugged, man.
Ours gets really hot.
Yeah, rugged, and the equipment we live near the ocean, so stuff gets pretty damaged.
Yeah.
It's trade-off, I guess. Yeah. Next question. R.O. Chminsky. Are all the classes the same length? And is it fun enough to keep a girl who hates cardio interested? Well, Jeanna, why don't you tell me? All the classes are the same length. The workouts change. They're different. So you may spend different times in the different areas, like the weight training or the cardio, or only be in the weight training or only be in the cardio.
I think the difference though too would be like at our gym we have Endurance Friday, and that's like a longer workout. It's like almost a full hour of cardio.
Yeah.
Where that's what this is like. And I usually avoid Fridays. So I think that maybe, you're definitely not getting as much rest as you would, normally like during the week, you do like a skill, like work on a lift. And then, was this in comparison to CrossFit? Or
no,
she's wondering?
She's just wondering she's just wondering if she's wondering if someone who doesn't like cardio, if this would be okay, if this would be good for her.
It's all cardio.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, you should probably do it. Like Brooke said.
It's true.
You should. I mean, I don't like it, but I have to do it.
It's like I said, I came out of that saying, I will never get on a water rower again. And then I looked at you and I go, that might mean that I probably should spend some time on it.
Yeah.
Let's do one more question. This one. Are you a robot? No, sir. I'm not a robot. We'll do another one. I am a robot.
I am a robot.
That's what happens. You go on Instagram and you post to ask me a question. It's really efficient for getting a lot of questions, but you get some weird stuff and some mean stuff.
I know.
From Christian_the_ghost. He be ghosting people. How does Orangetheory make you feel about your endurance compared to Wahds, workouts of the day?
Oh.
Well, I would say that it's very comparable. It's very high intensity, minimal rest. The only difference would be probably the exercises. I think that maybe in CrossFit we probably use I feel like our catalog of exercises is a little bit bigger of what you might see in a workout. And that's probably the biggest difference. But my cardio, I could do Orangetheory and I think I could increase my cardio, like my ability to breathe. But I don't think that it would be enough for me to also feel good about like my strength or where I am in strength. Like, okay, this is kind of funny. I mean, I first got there and I do get questions or looks a lot where I go places. And like one of the guys, as soon as I walked in, like he's been going there for a long time and he goes, oh my God, where did you get those? And he's pointing at my legs. And I was like, oh, these? Oh, I just clipped them on this morning. Yeah. You know, but so it's him. It's like, what do you do? And it's like, I said, well, I squat a lot. You know, I lift a lot of weights. So for people that maybe are like wanting to just get some exercise in and get fit and healthy, it's fun. And you want to have fun, it's great. And if one's close by and you enjoy the people, awesome. Like any fitness is better than no fitness.
For sure.
And our goal across all boards is just to have more people being active, moving, and being healthy. So CrossFit is not for everyone. Olympic weightlifting is not for everyone.
Right. So if it's not,
powerlifting is not for everyone. You know, all of these things, it's not for everyone. And the goal isn't to be like, oh, I'm going to go out there and steal these people and steal these people and
poach them all.
And like hoard people and then try and be like, you know, almost like, well, I won't say it. We won't go there. And, you know, almost to be like, talk bad to them. Like, oh, this type of training sucks. This type of training sucks. That's not it at all, man. It all will come down to what your goal is. And I think if all of you just approach, when you make these decisions of what type of training you want to do or where you want to go, first with saying, okay, well, what do I want out of my fitness? Or like, you know, maybe you're preparing for a competition or something. What's the best way to get there? And then make a decision from there. And if you're interested at all in trying Orangetheory, go and do it. We had a great time. I did not know what to expect at all. And like Jeanna said, we walked in the first day and I saw an entire group of people barely quarter squatting. And I thought to myself, when I go, I'm going to do a quarter squat too.
I know, me too. I got excited. I was like, oh, I'm not going to have to work that hard.
I was like,
there was not one damn squat on the whole thing.
I don't want to be in there and squat all the way down. I'm just kidding. But no, you know, so, you know, it's not like if you're a CrossFitter and you're like, oh, poo, Orangetheory. I mean, people are just happy, having a good time, and they're getting healthy and getting fit, you know? Sure. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. But me and Jeanna would definitely recommend going and trying it. And do it with some friends. It was really fun. Yeah. It was fun to do it together.
It was fun, like, as you lapped me, like, twice, I think.
Nah.
Just tried to dumb it down. Just like, I don't know how many rounds I got.
Thank you so much, you guys, for sending in that challenge. The next one happens to be Soulcycle. We're getting on a bike. I can't wait. You guys know me.
Yeah, you love
Some of you may not know me. If you don't, I've really taken up the hobby of cycling. I really enjoy it. And what we have been told about Soulcycle is it really depends on your instructor, which would make sense because you're on a stationary bike.
Yeah.
And you're in there with music and stuff and you're just sweating and you probably want someone who's very motivating. And hopefully we have one. I don't even know who's teaching our class.
I don't either. I'm going to sit in the back.
You're going to sit in the
By a
back?
fan.
I'm going to keep it on you to make sure you don't pass out. Drink lots of water. Rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. 5 stars, please, because you know you love us. And check back in next week and send us more challenges. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.